guys, welcome to my channel. So today's video is part 2 of the Color Pencil Magazine July challenge, which is the Lunar month. And yeah, so I'm just gonna jump straight into it. So I have taken a little bit of time between doing this. So I started this at the beginning of the month, we're now at the end of the month, so I need to get this finished before the deadline, which is the 10th of August. So I'm just going to keep going. So I did use my Faber-Castel Polychormos pencils the last time. This time I'm going to use my Prismacolor Premier pencils because they're just a little bit more opaque, and I feel like it might be great to be adding, great for adding the extra details over the top. So I'm just going to look at my reference. I have my reference available for me to look up at all the time, so I'm trying to look at it as much as I can. And then yeah, hopefully the music's not too loud, but it should be okay. So the music I'm listening to is just from Epidemic Sound, which have royalty-free music, and that's what will be on in the background. Okay, so I'm going to use my Sepia PC948. And to start adding some texture. So use like little circular motions to create more texture on the rock at the bottom. If you can hear snoring, it's my dog. Which one? Honey. Honey, she's snoring. Okay. And then what I've been using to blend all of this in, I've been using my Zest-it pencil blend with a brush. And then I just blend it all smooth if I want to. But in the description is all the information. I might just change this. Let's see how we go. Great. The camera angle can actually see this better than I can, because from where I'm sitting and all the light, I'm getting some reflection. So I guess I'll just look up at the camera every once in a while. Cool. So for those that don't know what the Color Pencil Magazine monthly challenge is, it's literally the challenge that's in the back of the Color Pencil Magazine's monthly issue. So usually right at the back you can see what the challenge is for the next month, and then you have about 6 weeks to complete it. So usually the 10th of the next month is when that month's challenge will be due, and you can win some art prizes. So it's worth entering. So I just show you guys how I do mine. I don't actually enter mine. I just give you guys an idea of different sorts of approaches that you can take if you choose to. And I know that, so I never actually stream this time of the day. So I'm in New South Wales, Australia, and it's 1:45 in the afternoon. And that usually means that those that are in the US and those in the UK, I think, are asleep. Those in the UK might not be asleep, actually, I need to. But it would be a bad time for pretty much anyone that's not in the Australian time zone. So I'd imagine that it would be pretty quiet during the live today, which is fine. Once this is done, at least I'll have it done, because I don't want to not finish it before the deadline. And then straight after I finish this, I'm going to be finishing off the pan pastel rose that I have been really not procrastinating on, but I just haven't had the gap to do it. And every time I need to start a new project, then that one just gets left further behind. So I'm going to officially finish that one today, because I have been getting questions like, when are you going to finish the rose? Are you going to finish the rose? And yes, I am. So I'll get to that today and just get it over and done with. I just have to do a couple of water droplets on there, and then that is it. There's actually a teeny tiny little snail right here on the mushroom, which I think is the cutest thing ever. And you can see the texture of the paper with my pencil here, but I almost don't mind it so much on the rock, because the rock has that sort of texture anyways. So I might not even blend it in. I'm going to use some of the goldenrod PC1034, because there are a few golden sort of shimmers on the rock. Hey Theo! Nice to see you on here. What time of the day is it by you? Which time zone are you in? I wasn't really expecting many to pop on, because it's 10 to 2 p.m. here by me, so it's not the best streaming time for anyone in another country. Oh wait, you're in Australia, are you? I don't know. Pacific. Okay. So what is the time? (9 p.m.) Okay, that's not too bad. Oregon coast, yeah, not Australia. Cool, welcome. What sort of art projects are you busy with at the moment? Yeah, Australia is beautiful. It would be nice to visit. I really want to go to New Zealand as well. I haven't been there yet. And then I'd also love to visit the US and see some snow. I've never seen snow. I really love the effect the goldenrod is giving, just that golden tone. It's gonna slowly build value and different colored reflections. Working on a table, oh that's cool, that's something different. For local craft fair. Oh, cool. First time selling prints in public. Oh my gosh, that would be so scary. Good luck. You're gonna do great. Thank you. Yeah, I really love the Luna moths too. Apparently they don't live very long. The caterpillar life is a lot longer than their moth life. They're stunning and they're really big as well. I'd love to see one with my own eyes. Okay, so that rock's looking pretty good. Now I'm gonna add some black because I feel like there needs to be more shadow here. And when using black, I generally use it on top of another color so that it's not too overpowering. Oh, that's cool. So to me, I've said this a couple of times in my drawings, but value is more important to me than detail. So if you can get the values right properly, then the details just tend to follow automatically afterwards. I've done my first layer, so I'd say I'm going into my second layer now. So I think I'm starting to add more texture now on the rock and different color variations. Theory's asking, how did the change from color pencil go? Haven't seen your stuff much lately. Been busy and all. Yeah, I haven't done a lot lately at all. I got engaged the other day, and we've got family that's gonna get come and visit, and I don't know, there's just so much happening right now that I'm not getting to put that work into my artwork. I probably won't for a little while longer, so that's why I'm sort of, today is a quiet one, so I just want to get this and the pan pastel rose, I'm going to get it finished today so that I don't have to keep stressing about that. Thank you. So yeah, that's why I've been pretty quiet, and the student portal's been quiet too, so I think on Saturday I'm going to do the live Q&A for my students and the critiques and answer all their questions on Saturday. So I'll still do that every month. But yeah, I just got to squeeze a lot of things in. And then you asked, how did the change from colored pencil go? Do you mean the change from, in this one? Change from the Polychromos to the Prismacolor? So you could do this one just using Polychromos or Prismacolor, but I use a Polychromos for the first layer, and I'm using the Prismacolor on top of it because it's slightly more opaque, but it doesn't matter too much. Oh, yeah, so the watercolor stuff that you're seeing, so I've been doing something new and different, which I think I'm gonna really get into it, but I'm not sure yet. And I've been doing like little abstracty, surreal sort of paintings of my dreams, and with those ones, because I'm not recording and I'm using materials I haven't used before, I'm sort of just having fun with different materials. And yeah, I used the Brusho powders for one of them, and I really love that, and watercolors, so I might be using them a bit more. But I use pencils in that as well, my watercolor pencils. But it's been really nice doing an artwork without having to worry about setting up the camera and times and all that sort of stuff. So I've been enjoying getting to do art without the hassle of everything else, where I just, in the moment, I just do it. And then that's the best time to do art. Whereas this, when I'm teaching colored pencil stuff, it's a little more to work on and set up and prepare. So it's been nice not having to worry about that with other art. So yeah, I'll probably keep doing that because it's easy to just do that and whenever. Yeah, I gotta post more of that work on my Instagram. Like, I don't know, it's new and different, and I'm a little bit shy about it still, but I think I'll post it up. I posted like the first a work in progress one of it on my Instagram, which is there, but I need to post the full one on there, the complete one. Okay, let's work on this moth. Thank you. I love these Prismacolor. They're like really bright colors. I love this green. So this is the Spring Green PC913. Okay, now I'm gonna use some of the Grade Lavender PC1026. And then the Parma Violet PC1008. Okay, and then the Indigo Blue PC901. What is my suggestion when trying to make the background look blurred? It's pretty much like I did the underpainting. You just don't worry about the details. You just blend the colors into one another and it looks pretty blurry. So just the underpainting phases. And also if you really want to have a blurry result, it is good to look at a blurry reference. So there's a couple of apps where you can use on your phone to blur a reference. And then if you do that, it just makes it easier to ignore the details. Okay, white. And then some of the sand, PC 940. Add some of that in the green too. Make it a little bit more balanced. And the cream, PC 914. Create the texture at the bottom of the mushroom. And then using the yellow ochre PC 942. Slowly starting to get a smidge more detailed. Using the Spring Green PC 913. And then the Sepia PC 948. Use some of the Crimson Lake PC 925. No worries, Sue. Thank you for joining me for a bit. Have a good night. Now I'm just using the white to create a little bit more texture. Let's zoom out a bit. A little bit more of the highlighted texture of the rocks. Sounds like someone's here. And that was a doggy door. Get some other music happening here. Okie dokie. I'll take some of the indigo blue. Take my solvent and just see how well I can blend the moth. So I just dip my brush into some solvent, dab any excess off. Make it a bit smoother. There we go, so the moth's looking a bit more detailed, which is good. clean the green off my brush, and then we can do the mushroom with the yellow. Hey, Artist Fun. Artist Fun says I'm in the east coast of the US. It's 12:20 a.m. here. That's crazy. I haven't went to bed yet. Just noticed Sheldine was live. Love your artwork. Thank you so much. Yeah, it is 25 minutes past 2 in the afternoon here by me. So I just randomly decided to come on today. So it's pretty much a time that doesn't really suit most, but it doesn't matter because the video can always be watched later on. But glad you popped on to say hello. Okay, that creates a bit of a better shadow under the mushroom. Okay, let's use a bigger brush. So while it's wet, it is going to appear darker, which is okay. It will dry lighter again. So I just want to use the solvent to just dab over the pencil textures we put down. Beautiful. It's taking shape. When I get quiet like this, I sort of wish that everybody could have that with their art, because it's so nice when you get into such a calm, relaxed state that you are just quiet and enjoying the process of being creative. I genuinely think it's so good for the heart to do that, and good for the mind to just take that time out for yourself. And sometimes it's also good if you can do this. It's a little harder. It's a little easier said than done, but to create something without a purpose, don't worry about the purpose or the meaning or anything. Just create for the sake of creating and getting yourself into that calm state of mind without having to worry about what the outcome is at all. If you can do that, then you can really get into a nice, peaceful place. Because it's supposed to be meditative, it's supposed to be calming. You don't want art to be stressful. Oh, the battery's died. Let me just change the battery real quick. love how the value is starting to appear stronger, the values, so it's giving it a better sense of depth. Hey Renee, welcome. You just woke up. I hope you have a really good morning. So I want to try something. I think I'm going to use a little bit of the colored pencil titanium white powder. And just to be extra creative, I have some dried flowers that I think I want to stick to it. I think that'll make it look super pretty. Okay. So, right before I do that, so I'm gonna clean this small brush. Now with the titanium white, you can use the touch-up texture, but I prefer to just mix it up with some water. Which it's a lot of water. Hello? No. Okay, I put in too much water, but that's okay. I'm going to take a tissue. Just dab up the excess, because I don't need a lot. Oh, don't dab everything. There we go. Great. And just take some of the powder and mix it in there with a really small brush. Okay. Now I'd like to just define these wings a little bit. Can I help you? And just define these little sort of feathery looking or furry looking areas on the moth's back. I went a little bit too far, but that actually looks okay. There we go. That sort of makes the moth pop out a smidge, but more. Gonna water that down a bit more. But you can almost see the wing come through there, so what I'll... So I'll add more green on top of that once it dries. Just to give the appearance that the top wings are sort of translucent over the bottom ones. Okay, now for the mushroom. It's not that easy doing straight lines freehand, but there's some highlighted areas. Beautiful. Now I'm just going to dab some areas of highlights on the rocks. More water. Because these rocks actually do look like they might be a little bit moist. So adding these highlights will help add to that sort of moist reflection on the rocks. Okay, it should be a bit more dried now, so I'm just going to go over that with a green. There we go. It just makes it look a bit more translucent, the top one. I like that. Really, I'm not too keen on the music that's coming up today. Let's go genres. Let's go acoustic maybe. Okay, see how that goes. Okay, there we go. So I'm just gonna push my brush really flat. There we go, that's better. What? 10 minutes have passed already. It's crazy. Okay. Repeat. Hey Terry, nice to see you on here. Welcome. Too much. So if you don't want it to be too white, then you just dilute it with more water. And then I think I will still add some bits with some extra little highlights. So my moth, I feel like it needs a little bit more yellow, so I'm going to use the yellow ochre PC 942. Yes, exactly what it needs. That's better. The mushroom could use some too. Beautiful. And then I'm just going to sharpen my indigo blue. Oh, Terry, I'm right-handed. Yeah, the webcam is mirrored. I didn't even think of that. So that, on the webcam it looks like I'm left-handed, but it's not, it's mirrored. I'm actually right-handed. I never even noticed that. Okay. I'm just adding some indigo blue to the leaves. A little bit of the dark brown PC 946. Just going to define it so it looks like there's a tiny little head there. Okay. And then a little bit of white to lighten up the bottom part of the snail. The snail just vanishes in there. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is something very different. Just to make it pretty. I'm going to cut this out and I'm going to stick some flowers on here. Give it like a 3D effect. So with the Color Pencil Magazine challenge though, I think it's 80% colored pencils and 20% can be a different medium. So just be careful with that. So I'd say because I used the titanium white and I'm going to use the flowers. So I don't know if that'd be more than, if that's 20% or more. I'm not sure. But I guess if I was going to hand this into Colored Pencil Magazine, then this would be the end result. Okay, so let me cut this out. I think I'm gonna stick this in my journal when it's done. Oh, I like that. Look how different it looks when that blue border isn't there to distract you. Flowers here. These are going to be good. Zoom that out a little. I'll zoom out so you can see more. Out. Okay. So I have some cool flower petals and stuff over here. So I think I might use this. What flowers are these? They didn't label them. Oh, it smells so nice. I'm gonna use these for like the dirt bits. And then I might add some of these yellow roses. So I've got some of this Power Prit Gel Multi-Purpose Extra Strong. So let's put some glue. Now, I've never done this before, so we'll see what happens. Put some glue here and here. Here. And I think I'm going to crumble these a bit more so that they actually stick on there. Smells so good. Okay, and then let's put hibiscus. Is it hibiscus? I don't know what this is. Oops, stick that on the corner. I don't know what I want to do with it. Too big. Let's see. Let me take a yellow rose, put one there. Maybe put one there. Maybe. Red rose. These roses are so cute. They're a bit bulky though. Probably won't be able to stick it in my journal. No. See, I have some lavender here. What else have I got? A bit more. Okay. Got some heather. Oh, that's cool. Oh my gosh, you know what would be cool is if I cut the wings out and then fold them up a little bit. Should I do that? I need to use a little X-Acto knife to do that. To use a little X-Acto knife and probably I'd have to probably do some leaves so that they stick out the top too. They're just dried herbs. I quite like the way that looks. I think I might just leave it like that. Get creative without any reason. I quite like the idea that I've literally put a bit of nature on here. I think I will cut the butterfly wings, and I might even cut the bottom of the mushroom so that lifts up a little bit. Just so it lifts up slightly to give it more of a shadow and a three-dimensional effect to match the flowers. So now I gotta work out where my X-Acto knife is to do that. Make sure this is closed. Then back. Oh, it all smells so nice. Okay, let me zoom into that. So there's a closer look. And then I will go, I think it's in the garage somewhere with all my other stuff. Go hunt down the X-Acto knife and see if I can make it look a little bit more 3D. And then I'll post the picture up on my Facebook and Instagram. And then you guys can have a look. So thank you to the few of you that happened to be on when I did the stream. It was an awkward time, but yeah, for those of you who was still asleep, you get to watch it a little bit later. I'm sorry if you missed me live, but it was the spur of the moment and I felt like I needed to get this finished, so I'm really glad that I did. And yeah, so thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Oh, I'm still streaming.